can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living.
Oh, it's a sucker to me. A sucker is a who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like you sitting and you, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in the mouth. I'm saying,
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
Prince straight up called 50 a full-blown hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 might as well be wearing a badge and flashing a cop ID. That's wild.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You can see I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face in a sucker-free environment.
Word on the street is Jay Prince has been throwing threats at 50 Cent after he called out Big Meech and labeled him a rat. Jay's allegedly warning that if 50 keeps running his mouth, something might happen. That's a bold move considering who he's messing with.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected, or whatnot.
Yeah, they getting tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
You know
Real
what I mean?
talk.
Who want to have access to power and not you?
Everyone knows 50 doesn't back down. Throw him shade and he'll set the whole forest on fire just to prove a point. But this time, Jay Prince might have messed with the wrong one. This beef isn't just some petty internet drama. There's serious tension here. And Jay Prince's past, it's not doing him any favors. His name has been floating around in all kinds of murky situations.
Can y'all elaborate on Dice Game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with the situation because I went to Labusi pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
Whispers of extortion, shady underground dice games, and even serious accusations that he and his son were somehow tied to Takeoff's death. That's no small allegation. So if 50 chooses to dig deep and put Jay Prince's business out for the world to see, whew, it could get messy real fast. And 50's not exactly being quiet. He's already dropped some heat on IG that sure looks like a clapback. 50 doesn't play nice when someone comes at him. He goes straight for the jugular. But here's the question, is Jay Prince really stepping up to defend Big Meech? And if so, what exactly did he say to threaten 50? Because if he's going after the most savage troll in the game, he might be digging his own grave in this one. Let's get into it. Yep, 50 Cent is still going hard on Big Meech over those snitching allegations. He's not letting up one bit. But now it's not just 50 coming for Meech, others are jumping in too.
While we was gone,
I got a call, you know what I mean? Because the little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, man.
All good, waiting on you.
Rapper Top 5 recently took to social media to call out Big Meech directly. Apparently, Meech slid into Top 5's DMs, and Top 5 wasn't having it. He went off in a video calling Meech a rat and even dragged 50 into it, saying, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMs before I crash out, hashtag Big Screech. That's wild, and you know 50 couldn't resist that one. He instantly reposted the clip, clowning Meech with a caption that read,
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your f***ing business.
he probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta. LOL classic 50 move. Most of the industry is smart enough to stay far away from this mess. Nobody wants to be caught in the crossfire of 50's warpath with Meech, except Jay Prince, who decided to throw himself into the drama uninvited. According to a few gossip pages, Jay's been sneak dissing 50 in his Instagram stories, accusing him of using Big Meech's name just for clout.
Said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you line Young Boy NBA up, why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to this car. Young Boy NBA told y'all this is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Rap 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this shit. 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your...
Looks like Jay Prince just couldn't keep quiet. He jumped into a beef that didn't even have his name on it. Word is, he posted a shady message online, then deleted it quick. In that post, he tried to flex, saying Big Meech was worth over $100 million before prison, that 50 Cent made money off his life story, tossed him $5 million, and now walks around acting like he built the BMF empire from scratch. That's a serious accusation. But hold up, it doesn't stop there. According to some industry whispers, Jay Prince is allegedly pulling slick moves behind the scenes, threatening to send people after 50 to shut him up. That's a dangerous game to play, especially with someone like 50 Cent who lives for this type of drama. And of course, 50 fired back like a boss. He posted a clip from Training Day, you know, that classic Denzel scene where he goes full savage. And in the caption, 50 said, "Get the message. No fear, no filter. He's making it loud and clear. Nobody is gonna scare him into silence."
I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your Lord. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Maze, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a Lord, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission, they'll say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young started sending old niggas out, and just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed.
Fans instantly picked up on the shade and started clowning Jay Prince online, saying he needs to stay in his own lane before he ends up with way more problems than he bargained for. Getting on 50's bad side, not a smart move, especially when your past is packed with all kinds of sketchy rumors. Now, if you're not familiar with Jay Prince, let's catch you up. He's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's most iconic rap labels. He loves calling himself the King of Houston, acting like he owns the whole city. And apparently when big-name rappers pull up in H-Town, Jay steps in like some self-appointed bodyguard, making sure they're safe. But not everybody's buying this whole protector of the culture act Jay Prince keeps pushing. In fact, word on the street is that Jay and his son Jazz Prince might actually be running a full-blown extortion operation behind the scenes. And if that wasn't already shady enough, there's a whole lot of noise about those dice games they throw in Houston, allegedly setting up artists to get robbed after they hit a big win. These whispers turned into straight-up roars after Takeoff's tragic death. But let's keep it real. Takeoff wasn't even the first one to end up dead after one of Jazz Prince's infamous dice nights. Just a couple months before that, Duke the Jeweler, straight out of Chicago, hit the jackpot and walked away with 100 racks. But that victory turned deadly real fast. Reports say Duke was robbed, ambushed, and gunned down before he even made it to his car. That's beyond grimy, so when Takeoff passed, a lot of fans turned on Quavo, blaming him for even being around the Mob Ties crew in the first place. They were like, he should have known better after what happened to Duke. And with all these shady stories floating around the Prince family, people were questioning why Quavo stayed so close. The vibes just weren't right. Now here's where things take an even darker turn. The man accused of pulling the trigger on Takeoff, Patrick Xavier Clark, has officially been indicted by a grand jury. But even though nearly 3 years have passed, there's still no trial date in sight. Suspicious, right? And get this, just one day after Patrick was arrested, he somehow managed to post a $1 million bond. And boom, he's chilling at home on house arrest. Now jump to November 2023, and suddenly, everything flipped like a switch. Out of nowhere, Patrick Xavier Clark wasn't on house arrest anymore. No ankle monitor, no heavy restrictions. The only thing he had to follow? A 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. That's it, and believe it or not, that's not even the craziest part. According to court docs, Clark is now legally banned from contacting any victims, witnesses, or even Takeoff's family. That includes Jay Prince Jr. But here's where it gets real strange. The court also barred him from reaching out to Jay Prince Sr. in any way. Now that raised a whole lot of eyebrows of fans everywhere scratching their heads. How does a guy go from tight house arrest to basically walking around like a free man with just a bedtime? And let's not forget, it's been almost 3 years since Takeoff was killed and they still haven't set a trial date. Every time people think they're getting closer to justice, the case takes another left turn. Now here's the latest plot twist. Clark is standing firm, claiming he's 100% innocent. His attorney, Letitia Quinones Hollins, recently sat down with Rolling Stone and dropped some bombs. She said her client did not fire the shots that killed Takeoff, but she didn't stop there. She also took direct aim at the investigators. She's calling out the entire case, saying the so-called evidence isn't adding up. According to her, the video footage and the ballistics reports are full of holes, and once the trial starts, she plans to rip the whole thing apart in court. She even claimed there was someone else who started the shooting. It was not Patrick Clark, Kenneth. Hollins told Rolling Stone that Clark was in the exact same situation as Takeoff, just trying to get out of there alive. She said he had nothing to do with the argument that sparked the chaos. He just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time when bullets started flying. That's a heavy claim, but it's not the only one shaking things up. Now let's circle back to those long-standing rumors about Jay Prince setting up rappers through shady dice games. These whispers have been floating for a while, but they gained real traction when Wack 100 stepped in and spoke out publicly. He didn't hold anything back, straight up accusing Jay Prince's son of running rigged dice games on rappers who visit Houston. Wack 100 even issued a warning. Artists should stay far away from Jazz Prince's dice nights, calling them nothing but a straight-up scam. And he didn't stop there. He heavily implied that Quavo and Takeoff may have gotten caught up in some slick, underhanded business during one of those infamous games, and that could have been the match that lit the fuse leading to Takeoff's tragic death. But the drama didn't end with the Prince family. Wack went even further and dragged Lil Boosie into the mess too. He accused Boosie of also being tied to the same dice game setup that left Duke the Jeweler dead just 2 months before Takeoff. That's a bold accusation, and it's got folks online connecting dots like it's a crime docuseries. When Jazz Prince got hit with all these wild allegations, he shut it down quick. He claimed he didn't even know Duke the Jeweler and swore his dice games had zero connection to the deaths of either Duke or Takeoff. According to him, it's all just gossip and baseless rumors. But the streets, they're not so convinced that because the shady talk around the Prince family doesn't stop at dice games. Jay Prince himself has been surrounded by extortion rumors for years, but it wasn't until recently that his name started popping up in major headlines. One of the biggest situations, July 2020, when NBA YoungBoy got robbed in Houston. Allegedly, Jay Prince's people rolled up on YoungBoy's Airbnb, but they weren't just taking petty stuff. They walked off with his iced-out chains and the keys to his $350,000 Bentley. And instead of staying low-key like real street dudes usually do, these guys actually posted a video online flexing inside the crib, showing off stolen goods. We're talking a white Bentley, a white Rolls Royce, and a white 2020 McLaren GT, all laid out like trophies. But it gets even shadier. These weren't just thieves out to cause trouble. They allegedly demanded a $30,000 ransom for YoungBoy to get his things back. So naturally, fans started putting the pieces together. And it started looking a lot like another Jay Prince-style extortion play. And here's the part that really made folks raise eyebrows. Jay Prince himself jumped on Instagram, cool as ever, claiming he had YoungBoy's chains and keys and invited him to come pick them up. Like it was some friendly neighborhood lost and found. But NBA YoungBoy wasn't falling for any of it. He saw right through the whole friendly gesture and called Jay Prince out for what he believed it really was, a slick move to finesse him for more money. YoungBoy clapped back hard, putting Jay on blast as a shady figure who uses that whole check-in routine as a cover to pressure rappers into coughing up cash when they land in Houston. That's a serious accusation, and he's not the only one who's fed up. Turns out Cameron and Mahe have been throwing shots at Jay Prince too. They didn't hold back, accusing him of allegedly setting up YoungBoy and letting his own protege, Drake, take a public L from Kendrick Lamar without stepping in. That's a bold claim, especially considering how tight Jay is with Drake. But this beef didn't just come out of nowhere. Cam and Mate's issues with Jay Prince reportedly kicked off when he tried to strong-arm them into backing off their criticism of rising boxing star Shakur Stevenson, who just so happens to be managed by Jay. Cam and Mahe didn't like how Stevenson handled his recent world title defense. They said it straight up on their show, but Jay, he wasn't having it. He took to Instagram and fired off a thinly veiled warning telling them to fade all Stevenson's shots and take all bets. Then he added some slick shade. Numbers don't lie. Haters do. Let the haters say he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. That line had people talking. Jay Prince wasn't backing down from the boxing drama either. He clapped back at Cam and Mahe saying, "Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year and the top 3 ratings since 2022. Then he made it real personal. To all you haters who want to escalate that hate outside the ring, I'm Shakur's manager, and I handle all his business outside the ring. I'll fade all his shots and take all bets." Basically, that was Jay's way of saying, you can try me if you want. But Cam and Mahdi, unbothered. They doubled down, clowning Jay Prince for acting like he's still in the streets, even though he's pushing senior citizen status. They called him out for trying to be a tough guy when he should be moving wiser at his age. And now with everything stacking up, shady dice game rumors, extortion claims, and internet beefs piling up, fans are dragging Jay Prince for even thinking he could step to 50 Cent. Like, seriously? People are saying he's already got enough sketchy activity linked to his name and starting a public war with 50? That's just asking for trouble. Because if there's one thing 50 Cent lives for, it's exposing people. This man built his whole brand on putting folks on blast and turning dirt into entertainment. If he chooses to go after Jay Prince, oh, it's not just gonna be petty posts, it's gonna be a whole production. From the dice game setups to those ransom rumors and every sneaky detail in between, 50's got plenty of content to work with. Jay Prince wasn't backing down either. He hit back at the critics saying, "Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters." He came with the receipts too, claiming Shakur Stevenson has the #1 fight ratings on ESPN this year and holds the top 3 spot since 2022. And to anyone trying to take shots outside the ring, Jay made it crystal clear, I'm Shakur's manager, and I handle all his business outside the ring. I'll fade all his shots and take all bets. But even with that bold flex, Cameron and Mossy weren't sweating it one bit. They fired right back, roasting Jay Prince for acting like a street king at his big age. They didn't flinch. They doubled down, calling him out and refusing to fall back. And that response only added more fuel to the growing backlash against Prince. With his name already tied to so many shady stories, fans online are now dragging Jay Prince for even trying to step to 50 Cent. Like, really? You've got rumors swirling about dice game setups, possible extortion plays, and hush-hush street activity, and you want to pick a fight with the king of public humiliation? That's a risky move, especially when 50 Cent has made a career out of clowning people and putting their secrets on blast. Let's be real, if 50 really decides to go off, Jay Prince might end up with his entire business out in the open. From the sketchy dice nights to the behind-the-scenes threats, 50 won't just expose it, he'll turn it into a mini-series, a meme pack, and probably sell the rights to Netflix. But what do you think about all this? Is Jay Prince making a huge mistake getting into this Big Meech mess and poking the bear that is 50 Cent? Or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a drop. Catch you in the next one.